For starters, I want to give you guys the entire story on who Null is, the current situation, and the backstory of how this happened. For those who don't know who Null is a known duper in the pay-to-win community, providing dupes for servers and taking place in videos revolving pay-to-win dupers. Now, on October 12th, 2024, Null dropped a picture of someone named Talon, which he claimed to be a PDF. A guy named Queer Turbo would proceed to ask for proof, but Talon would not give him any, saying that he would record a trial. Null would also state that this guy that he was claiming to be a PDF hosted cheese pizza servers, but also provided no proof at all on these supposed servers. When asked about the arrest of Talon that he claimed, he said it did happen, but he did not know if charges were placed. He also proceeded to leak the information of the person that he claimed to be a PDF. Null would also state that he tried looking at the live reports of some local station, including he would give his full IP address, but he's not going to do that because his family was going through it. Null would proceed to drop the entire docs on this guy that he claimed to be a PDF anyways. Screenshots would be leaked of Null defending the supposed PDF that he claimed, contradicting his every statement that he made previously. Now, more recent days, Null was pressed on the docs, and he straight up admitted that the docs was fake and backtracked to said, well, technically it isn't. Null would also say there is no way that he could prove that the docs that he gave was actual information, although he stated not that long ago that he got the information from someone that he knew. He said the information that he got was from 2 months ago, then said, it ain't even him, for all we know it's some random guy that lives in New Zealand or Hawaii. Not realizing how bad he just fucked up, he proceeds to admit that the entire docs that he sent was false. Null then would try to justify his actions by saying, the info that came from someone that knew his IRL drove me into thinking that it was real. So he tried to justify his actions by saying, yeah, the info's fake. I didn't try to prove it, but that was my motive. This part still baffles me. Even though he said all the information that he was sent was false, he tried making us, or specifically Z-Man, to sign a NDA on all the information stating that this guy and the information he gave was real. At first, Null wanted me to sign the NDA, and now he was saying that he didn't want me to sign it. But then he stated, so what was the point of me going through all this trouble to get the evidence he wanted? And he never had anything in the first place. And when I asked to sign the NDA, he said no, and only Z-Man to sign it. So Null then would proceed to continue to ask Z-Man to sign this NDA. Z-Man responded with no, because if we signed that NDA, we couldn't make this video exposing Null and his lies. And looking back on it, if he did offer me again to sign this NDA, I would have taken it. But that time has passed, and he has declined all my offers to sign this NDA, and he still says this info is false, but still says there's an NDA saying the info is true. When asked about what was in the contents of the NDA, he responded with it was confidential. Queer then said it is a full face, full name, and address not confidential either. Null then would proceed to make a drastical fuck up again and say that his lawyer gave him the NDA to sign. For anybody wondering, Null cannot legally sign an NDA. So to say that his lawyer gave one is absolutely false information and is not true. Null then would proceed to say that the docs that he released was not for bad intentions. Now, I'm not going to read this fully, but here is Null giving another reason why he did it, which is a completely different reason from before. If you want to pause and read this, feel free. This next conversation that we're about to have is the fabrication of evidence that Null and a few other people tried bring up against without our knowing. We are glad that we were able to disprove this evidence and also prove Null was a part of this evidence too. Any information you're about to see is a complete lie on his end. Any information that we're bringing up against is complete with Null's involvement. What you're about to see is a user by the name of KT and another user by the name of Meth Pipes. Now, I had gotten a DM from someone stating that KT had information about Null and some actions that Null has done. Now, both KT and Meth Pipes listed supposed actions that Null has done. These DMs would be proven as false, in which Null did not do anything said in these DMs. Now, what you're about to listen to is Null saying that he did not know who ran these accounts.
Yeah, I've never even met that guy. As you can see, no affiliation with them at all. I feel like these are just alts. I feel too new, especially Meth Pipes.
Now, come to find out, he did in fact know who these accounts were ran by, and it was ran by a guy named Sanctus, which he did in fact know who it was, and this call happened after he found out that these guys were lying about him, which means he did in fact have a hand in this fabricated info that was given. Null didn't even try to say, hey, I know who these guys are, or they're making up information. No, he denied all knowing of who these guys were. Now, the account Meth Pipes, who was ran by Sanctus, in fact did state that Null knew beforehand, before the call. And here's screenshots of Meth Pipes saying that he is Sanctus. So not only did Null false dox someone and provide fake information on a random person, he also had a hand in false SA allegations, which is serious in itself. Now, what you just watched is Null being a complete liar and manipulator in every case to get what he wants. And when he's backed in a corner, he'll make up multiple stories of his side. Now, I hope you can take this information, and if you know Null, block him immediately. You do not want to be dragged into whatever issues he has. I thank you for everybody who watched this and participated, including Queer Toro himself. He helped tremendously in all the information that was provided. And yeah, that's all.
Was that the bite of 87?
Well, hello there. It seems you found your way to the end of this video. Now, if I were you, I don't know how flashy or sick the edits are gonna be, but, I'd like and subscribe, leave a comment on what you thought. If you thought the video sucked and you hate it, leave a comment expressing, what you think about it, we'll kind of push it in the YouTube algorithm a little bit. You might not care, you might just stumble upon this being like, oh my golly gee whiz, what's this? Well, here it is. I don't know how long I'm supposed to be there, just that I could go on forever, so, I wasn't really given a script, so I'm kind of just going here. Play your outro music or whatever you said you were gonna do.